Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. We are live here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, as we are every weekday. Starting around 1 p.m., we go throughout the afternoon, and we cover a wide range of topics here on this show. So I always bring that up in case it's your first time watching. Thanks for doing so, and be sure to check out all of our other segments as well. Right now, we are talking about Solve, and in particular, Oregon spring cleanup. Now, one thing that I think is probably pretty prevalent here in the Northwest is people taking pride in their communities and the environment and keeping things clean, and this is all part of that and a lot more. We're going to discuss all of that right now. Joining us, we've got Kris Carico from Solve. And Kris, thanks for being here with us today. I really appreciate having your time. And I know that we're right in the middle of the Oregon spring cleanup event, so we're right pretty much dead set in the middle, I believe, of it. But I wanted to, get into that and talk about it. And for everybody out there who may not know, could you just tell them about Solve and what the organization is and does?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Let me bring you back on there as I just cut you off. There we go. Okay, go ahead. That was my fault.
No worries. So Solve is a statewide nonprofit organization. We are based here in Portland, Oregon, and we serve the whole state and Southwest Washington to do volunteer work primarily in litter cleanup events and restoration events, which could be anything from pulling invasive plants to planting native species. So it really is all about taking care of water. And we are here in the Northwest and we love our waterways. So glad that we have so many volunteers that want to get out and support the work that we do.
Absolutely, and that's a lot of different things, even just that you mentioned there. I mean, from invasive species to replanting things. So that's a lot of coordination. And looking at it from that way, how many I guess volunteers on average are you able to utilize during a year?
About between 20 and 30,000. So, and those aren't necessarily unique opportunities. We have a lot of repeat volunteers that come out time after time. So it is about 15,000 unique volunteers that come out. So that's a lot. That's a lot for a small staff of 16 here in Portland. But we do it because we have so many really, really generous volunteers that give their time and act as proxies across the state to lead events on our behalf. So that's how we're able to do so much work.
That's great. I mean, so people volunteering, but also taking charge of their own communities and neighborhoods and regions as well. Something that's very important. Well, talking about, this event right now, can you tell us what Oregon Spring Cleanup is and what all is involved with that?
Well, April is Earth Month, with Earth Day taking place on April 22nd. So we have events across the region that started on Saturday and are going through the 22nd. And it really is all a part of getting out and taking care of our area after we've been inside for so long. And, as the sun is out, we all want to be outside. And Oregon and Southwest Washington are great communities to do the work in. We have a lot of very generous people who want to give their time and who have no problem getting out and doing the volunteer work.
I was going to say the weather could not be more perfectly coordinated for this as well, as it happens. Just everybody getting outside and doing that. And there's a number of different events, from what I understand, or different ways that people can participate, especially for this week.
Yeah. We started on, like I said, we started on Saturday, and we had some great events out at Gateway Green. We had to clean up with the park there, Marine Drive rather. We had to clean up along the river, and then we have events all down the coast, and all the way out to Baker City, down to Brookings, into Vancouver. So it really is a community effort to get the work done. So I'm excited about it. Always am. It's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, that's a big region you just described there, from Baker to Brookings to Vancouver. That's covering a lot of ground.
Yes.
Looking at it just in general, of people getting out, and working on these projects, what do you think is one of the biggest ways that people watching or people at home can, participate and help in their specific communities where they live?
Well, the first thing to do is go to our website at solveoregon.org and look at our event calendar and see if there's any event in your region, in your neighborhood, that you want to be a part of. And we also can support people if they want to create their own events. So, we do everything from help with site selection and coordination of the sites, volunteer registration, And then we have all of our supplies and small grants that we can give people. So, like I said, our volunteers across the state are why we get so much work done. It really is. They are the backbone of the organization. And we encourage everybody to come out. We make it as incredibly easy as possible to volunteer with us.
And just for you, you're the CEO of the organization. Obviously, you care about this deeply. So what is it that motivates you and makes you believe it's so important for everybody to be stewards of the environment that they live in like this in their communities?
I love that question. Well, first of all, I'm a native Oregonian, born and raised in this area. And I love our state. I love the environment. I love being outside. And the work that we do is so tangible. You get to go out for just a couple hours and be with your neighbors, your friends, your family, do a little bit of work. And then at the end, you get to see the culmination of everything that you've been doing. So you'll see a pile of trash, a pile of ivy, whatever it is that you've been working on. And you walk away knowing that you actually made a difference. And that's why it's so important. I'm so fortunate to be at this organization, to live here and to work with so many very passionate people and have a community surrounding me that really takes pride in our state.
I like that. Get to go out for a couple of hours and see something positive and impact that's been made,
Yes.
in your community. I mean, yeah, that's great. Anything else?
No shortage of thank yous. The people who aren't volunteering will drive by, walk by, bike by, and always say thank you. They're really appreciative that there are people that are out there giving their time.
That's got to feel pretty rewarding as well.
Absolutely right. Very rewarding.
Anything else that you think is really important just for people to know in general about the work that you do and just the work that they can be doing to help with their communities?
Yeah, I just really encourage people to look at our website and find events. We do them all year round. We have about 1,500 events annually. So there's, the odds are with you that there'll be something in your neighborhood that you might want to get involved in. And really, it makes a difference. And every bit helps. So, it might be discouraging sometimes when you walk outside, especially here in the Portland area, to see trash, but it really does make a difference. And if it wasn't for volunteers, you can only imagine what our communities would look like.
I would imagine it's a great way too, just to meet other people from your community, going out to
is.
volunteer,
It is, absolutely. Yeah, you get to make neighbors that you may not ever have seen before. So yeah, it's really great. It's fun.
That's awesome. Well, Kris, thank you very much for having time to talk to us about it. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thanks for all the work that you do and for everybody there.
I appreciate it.
All right. And for everybody watching, let me hit this button, the wrong one again, and I just did that. So I have a new system here, everybody. There we go. Thank you for joining us. This is Fox 12 Now, and we appreciate everybody who watches this show. We are live streaming here, hence when you notice that happened, that means that we are live. And but thanks for joining us. We get to have these great conversations like we just did with Kris, talking about Solve and Oregon Spring Cleanup and everything going on with that. And you can check out all of our segments on the Fox 12 Oregon app or at kptv.com or wherever you find us. Thanks for doing so. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now. And we're